1974, the year of record, sensation, surprises. A year that saw the 50th anniversary of Footscray, Hawthorn and North Melbourne's entry into the VFL, marked by all three sides in the final series for the first time together, plus Collingwood and Richmond. Footscray and Collingwood fell quickly by the wayside. Then followed Hawthorn. It was back to North Melbourne and try and knock the confident Tigers off top spot, and in doing so, gain their first flag ever in the VFL competition. Richmond, although strong favourites for the day on form, had to put up with a season of some bitterness and disappointment, although finishing on top of the ladder. Polling day, May 18. Essendon and Richmond saw a vicious flare-up at half-time, with players, officials, umpires and police all involved trying to sort out a melee. A VFL investigation into the Windy Hill Brawl resulted in 6 players and clubmen facing the VFL tribunal. Maximum penalty handed down was 6 weeks. The only case not heard by the tribunal was that of Richmond's team manager Graeme Richmond. His case was decided by the VFL directors. In the early hours of Friday, the 7th of June, Graeme Richmond and stunned Tiger officials heard that the team manager was suspended for 6 months and fined $2,000. Graeme Richmond could scarcely believe it when speaking to 3KZ immediately after.
I, like other people, have made some mistakes in my life. I believe that the gravest mistake I have ever made in my life is to have ignored sound legal advice in the matter of where I should appear for my part in this incident to be heard. In my apparent wisdom, I put my faith in people who were football people, as distinct from, as was suggested, through court litigation, the situation could have been forced where my case would be heard by the tribunal. That, gentlemen, is the biggest mistake of my life. I've got much more to say.
To add to Richmond's troubles, Graeme Richmond and player Stephen Parsons also had to appear in court on police charges from the Windy Hill affair. The court case took some days, but for Graeme Richmond and Stephen Parsons, a great weight was lifted from their shoulders when they were cleared of all charges resulting from the Windy Hill Brawl. North Melbourne, on the other hand, were riding along on the crest of an incredibly successful wave. Club records were tumbling consistently as the Kangaroos hopped on their way to their ultimate goal of a league premiership. In the last home-and-home game against Hawthorn, champion full forward Doug Wade became the second man in VFL history to boot 1,000 goals. Brightus goes after the ball with Knights. The weight of Brightus has worried Knights there. A flip over the shoulder to Carlton. Carlton trailing the ball up, shoots it back with the left foot. Here comes Wade for 1,000. Doug Wade is marked on the chest after that left foot screw kick by Carlton, only 20 metres from goal, directly in front. The big boy has 999 on the board as he comes in and lets it fly for 2 for his 1,000th goal in league football. Congratulations, Doug Wade. There was further jubilation for North, more disappointment for Richmond when the 1974 Brownlow Medal count was concluded. Tigers' great little rover Kevin Bartlett had just about taken every other award there was to take in the 1974 season. The Yellow and Blacks were convinced this had to be Kevin's year for the Brownlow.
B round.
And we have Bartlett on 22. We have Harleyman on 23.
Hawthorn.
And Keith Greig on 24. Keith
K.
Greig,
Matthews.
K. Greig, 24 points. And I think there's
and
only
the final vote, ladies and gentlemen,
one vote to go.
Goes to K. Greig, North Melbourne.
And K. Greig has won the Brownlow Medal of 1974. He's won it by 27 votes to Gary Hardiman, 23, and Kevin Bartlett on 22. Just give me those voting again, the first 3 in the Brownlow Medal here. At the voting of 74, it has been won by Keith Greig, last year's winner, with 27 points. Closely followed by Gary Hardiman on 23 and Kevin Bartlett on 22.
A bitter blow for the Tiger fans. For the shy Keith Greig, a wonderful achievement. 2 Brownlow medals in succession places Keith Greig in the ranks of Hayden Bunton, Dick Reynolds and Ian Stewart, winning successive Brownlow medals. And those football stars went on to win a 3rd medal. With thirds and reserves bundled out of the finals race, Richmond's clean sweep of 73 was not going to be in 74. Tigers comfortably down North at VFL Park in the second semi-final, but North bounced back against the Hawks in the preliminary final to once again boost their supporters' hopes for a first-ever flag. Before the big game, Tigers coach Tom Hafey had every reason to be confident of 2 in a row by downing North.
We're on the top, or we're finished on the top because of consistent teamwork and, an even side. And I think, we've got a lot of good players, and I feel that they can play better than what they did up at Weymouth. They deserve to be playing in the grand final, and I suppose we realise that all the supporters who don't barrack for either club will be hoping for a North Melbourne win, but I think that probably is going to spur our finals onto greater heights.
From a confident Tom Hafey to an optimistic but careful Ron Barassi.
We're going to win because we have to win. Well, it'll be important not to let them bolt out the door the way they did last time, that's for sure. Although they had a gale, which would have helped a lot, but, if we do that sort of thing again, it's going to make it so darn hard, and our efforts in the first bit will be concentrating on at least breaking even, and I can't see why, if we apply ourselves, that we shouldn't do the breaking. But at the worst, it's got to be an even break.
That's the background and lead up to the actual MCG battle. Captain Bloodjack Dyer and yours truly Ian Major, plus the 3KZ football panel, were ready for the opening bounce.
And here's the start of the grand final of 1974. Robertson, the umpire, walking in to bounce the ball and goes very high in the air as they bustle. Ryan's in there, gets the knock down to the ground, Ryan. Now can't get it in the open as yet. There's still the ball on the ground, picked up by Sheedy. Gets it further down the ground, a chance for Rantel, just gets the boot into it. And McGee anticipates very nicely, comes down the ground to take the mark.
It was a solid opening. Although the Tigers were monopolising the play, they were sadly inaccurate on the forward line. Into time on in the first quarter, Tigers had 11 scoring shots, resulting in 3 goals, 8 behinds, 26 points, compared to North's 3 shots for 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points. David Dench to the outer side of the ground. Up they go in the air, right over the top. No one's marked the ball. A pick up here by David Thorpe. He's thrown off balance. The ball goes down on the ground. Greig runs into trouble, but handballs to Rantel. He's gone for the short pass up and towards the wing. Chipping in nicely as Morris to take the ball away from Burns, over the line and out of bounds, and another throw-in coming up. Waiting for the throw-in on the outer side of the bounds. Here it is, Green gets the ball, but Ryan goes over the top and goes back for another grab. Ryan, he handballs it with a throwing style over towards Cable. Cable gets it out towards Feltham. Wasn't very far, but it's going down the ground for North. Rob McGee playing in front of Baker, forces the ball over the boundary line, and, he snipped it on the full. It came off his boot and rolled over on the full. Unfortunately enough for Robert McGee, and the free kick is going back towards Baker of North Melbourne. A little bit of bad luck when you're playing the ball in front of it, can't be helped. Here's the kick by Baker in towards centre half forward. Kekovich waits down, up goes Wade. They've had a few instructions down there. Now here's more determined play. Peterson goes in, gets the ball, shepherded by Kekovich, swings it back to the forward pocket. Goodingham a bit too slow, it's to Wade, he's 100, fires for goal! 100 to Doug Wade! And as Doug Wade fires through his 100th goal for the year, the policemen immediately move out to form another guard around the boundary line, and Doug Wade has 100 on the board. Captain Bloodjack Dyer.
Yes, it was a battle up there to Goodingham there, and Goodingham between 2 Richmond players got the ball out towards Wade. He snapped it off, he anticipated nicely, turned around, had no trouble. He snapped the goal very nicely for his 100th goal. What a great player he has been to Victorian Football League, both teams. And there's the bounce of the ball in the... Hello, what's wrong here?
Centre diamond.
Centre diamond. They're waiting to see who's going to take the kick, or the umpire. Yes, he's throwing it out to someone. He's going to throw it to Ryan. And they've gone to 2-2 North Melbourne now, that kick by Wade. There's the kick by Ryan. Ryan's a good kick down to the forward line. And the pack fly again. Nearly a good mark, but no one has play on there as the packman coming on top of it. Finally, it's picked up by Burke. Burke gets it well across the ground. There's a chance now as Schimmelbusch comes in very fast. He tries the handball, gets it over to Montgomery. Just gets the boot into it. McGee tries to smother it, but Burke comes in to give relief. He goes towards the boundary line. Here's Schimmelbusch showing pace again around the boundary line. He's been pushed over, takes the ball with him, and there'll be a throw-in decision right on the half-forward flank position in North Melbourne's forward zone. And there's the throw-in. Up they go, and Green gets the knockout. It goes out towards Cable. He's trying to come round the boundary line. He does so. He's had a flying shot. Up they go. It goes over the top of the pack. A chance for Gareth Andrews taking the ball over the line, out of bounds, right in the forward pocket for a throw-in. 3-8 Richmond and North Melbourne 2-2.
Played about 33 minutes.
Up they go. Green gets the knockdown. Cable's in there playing for a free kick. He gets a push in the back, and I think he will take the free kick. Well, that was a Tiggy Touchwood one, but he's got the kick. He was in front trying to play the ball in front of him. Apparently got that push in the back, and now he'll take the free kick with right in front. And there's the siren. As Cable comes in, he lines the goal mouth up. He walks in with a drop punt, and it's bang right through the centre. And that's the third game goal on the board to North Melbourne. And at quarter time in the grand final of 1974, Richmond 3-8, 26 on the radio rental scoreboard to North Melbourne, 3 goals to 20 points to Richmond with a 6-point lead.
Straight kicking was keeping the Kangaroos a lot closer than Richmond would have liked. The second quarter saw North playing better to score 5-1-31 for a total of 8 goals, 3, 51 points. But the Tigers had put their better boot forward for 7 goals, 3 behinds to make their lead 20 points at half-time with 10-11-71 the 3KZ scoreboard. North skipper Barry Davis didn't appear after half-time, and although Barassi was getting more determined play from some of his charges, North couldn't get all players firing, and the result was Tigers still very much in command at three-quarter time. 12 goals, 17, 89 points. North Melbourne, 11-4-70, 19 points clear. Could Barassi drag something special out of the bag? His finals record said he might be able to. But the way Richmond were playing, they were still very much in command of the situation.
And now it's the start of the last quarter, the grand final of 1974. Richmond holding a 19-point lead. It's Robertson, the umpire, about to bounce the ball for the last 25 minutes. And there's the bounce as Robertson bounces it high. In goes Baum, punches the ball to the ground. It's punched up by Cloak. Here's a chance now as they go in. It's picked up by Hart. Hart swings around on the right foot and it's down to the forward line. Big flyers wanted. It goes to the ground. Oh, you can shut the gate. It was Cummings again over to Richardson. Beautiful positional play by Richmond. It was Cummings who got the ball. He fell back nicely, anticipated the handball, looking for the handball, and bang, right through the centre. Richardson getting a very easy goal for Richmond. Richmond now on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard of 13-17, 95 points to North Melbourne 11-4, 70 points.
And 3KZ is football.
There's the bounce now, and away we go again. Up goes Baum. He tried to pull it out of the ruck, couldn't do so, lost the result of it. A pull around the neck to North Melbourne, and the free kick will go to North Melbourne.
Schimmelbusch.
This is Schimmelbusch with the ball in the centre of the ground. There's the kick by Schimmelbusch. A torpedo punt kick there, hard to handle. Oh, a push in the back to Andrews, but Baum fall back there to take the mark. This is Baum with the ball, making his presence felt there in the first few minutes of the last quarter. There's the kick over towards Wood. Up he goes. He can't handle the ball. It's still on the ground. No one can pick it up. Now is a breakaway by Bartlett. Bartlett comes in on the left foot. It's down to the forward zone. They're flying high. Up goes Richardson, is punched away. In they go. Cummings after the ball, but good defensive work coming down the field is North Melbourne. And there's the long kick by Montgomery down to the forward line. It goes over the pack. It's picked up by Guy. A hand pass coming over to Morris. Morris is looking for someone to kick it to. It's offline a little bit. It's a pity because there was plenty of loose men there. The ball hits the turf. Will he punch it over? He does to Bartlett. Bartlett lines the goal mouth up. He's had a flying shot, but it's offline. Up they go. No one marks the ball and it goes through for 1 point only. And the score's reading now. Richmond 13-18, 96 points, and one player coming off for North Melbourne. And North Melbourne 11-4, 70 points on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard.
Looks like Peterson off and Carlton on, Jack.
And there's the kick. A long one right out towards the west wing position. Up goes Baum, punches the ball away. It's out in the open. No player. Burns is the only one there. He picks the ball up. He's on the left leg, but they're doing it easy. Richmond, there's three of them converge on the ball. They finally kick it back up the ground. It bounces awkwardly, goes out towards Baum. Baum balks and comes back on the right foot. And there's a kick by Baum, and it's down to the forward zone again. It goes over the top of the pack. Here's a chance for Richardson. Can't get to the ball. He's still bustling there. Can't pick it up. They're still having a go there. Here's a chance for Thorpe trying to get through. Couldn't do so. Goes out to Sheedy. Sheedy lands a goal mouth up. Has a flying shot, and there's a goal on the board. And they're starting to race away the Richmond side now. Richmond 14-18 to North Melbourne 11-4 on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard. Richmond 14-18. 102 points to North Melbourne 11-4, 70 points.
They've only played 3 minutes into the last quarter. 3KZ is football.
And now there's the bounce of the ball in the centre as they come in. In they go. It was Baum who punched the ball fast and furious down to the forward line again. And here comes Rantel. He's got the handball going. It's over towards Carlton on the ground. He can't handle the ball. It's picked up by Sproul. Can he get it around to Sheedy? Sheedy's got the run of the ball. Oh, he wasn't watching that time. And there they've got away. A hand pass, but Burke will take the risk. He did so. The ball on the ground. They go in after it. Walsh is trying to pick it up. Schimmelbusch gives the hand pass. He's got it across to Ryan. Ryan's still trying to pick it up. He goes the hand pass, but Kane comes in, punches the ball away. They're making it easy on the back line now, Richmond, as it's picked up and kicked towards the boundary line and goes over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Richmond at 14-18, 102 to North Melbourne 11-4, 70 points. Waiting for Feltham, I think it is, going back to have the kick. Feltham it is with the ball there on the half-forward flank position for North Melbourne. Coming in, well out from the goal mouth. Will lob it just about in the 10-metre square. Although there's McGee with a hobble. He always put it over the line just about. He's gone round the forward pocket with a missed kick, and it's gone over the line and out of bounds. There's McGee hobbling about. Are they getting the 19th man there? No, not ready yet as the ball's thrown in. There's Baum bustling there. Knocks the ball to the ground. Kane couldn't get through. It's out in the open. Here's a chance now as Morris comes through. He's played a good game too, but he can't pick this one up. Finally does so. Goes for the big one out towards the half-forward flank, and in goes Thorpe. It bounces wrongly for him. He goes out towards Rantel. Rantel is knocked to the ground, and the umpire said holding the ball, and the free kick will go to Thorpe. And Thorpe immediately races away with a long kick down to the forward line. Here's Green with the set. Up he goes. It goes over the top of the pack. It's picked up. It's out towards the wing position. Greig is in front. He goes one-handed, takes the mark. He also gets a push in the back. He's raced away. It's on the left foot. Oh, a shocking kick by Greig. It lets Sheedy in. He immediately hand passes over towards Bartlett. He's umpire. And the ball on the ground. Here's another one. An easy one to McGee. McGee immediately plays. Gives the hand pass across. They're running wide now, Richmond. And Burke comes down the ground with a long kick over to the half-forward flank position. Up goes Hart. It's punched away. Goes towards Montgomery. He gets the hand pass out towards Cable. And Cable comes down the ground. It looks like it goes towards Kekovic. And Kekovic has taken a grand mark on the half-forward flank position. This is Kekovic now. And they badly want a goal here, North Melbourne. A long way out. Wade signalling, bring it down here. Give me a fly at it. And there's the kick. It's a torpedo punt kick. It's a beautiful kick. It just won't make it, though. And the pack touch it and goes through for 1 point. And North Melbourne have gone to 11-5. 71 points. Richmond 14-18, 102 on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard.
Waiting for the kick in. Dickie Clay played a good game down there on Doug Wade. Been a very interesting battle. About to signal to his big men. Get further out in the half-back flank. Here it comes. And it's a big torpedo. Right out towards half-back. Up goes Cloak. It's knocked to the ground by Baum. Charging up from half-forward as the skipper, Royce Hardy, gets onto that left leg. Does it so easily. All on his own is Sheedy out here on the half-forward grandstand flank. Sheedy even drop kicks down towards goal. Up they go in the air. It's over the back. A chance here for a youngster. A whip around by Barry Richardson. Straightens up, fires for goal. And number 17 of the Tigers has put it through. Jack Dyer with a smile on his face.
Credit to the guy.
To see a credit to the jumper, he says, as it goes through for Barry Richardson's third goal of the day. Missed a couple earlier, but Richmond are now 15 goals, 18, 108 to North Melbourne, 11-5, 71 the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard. 3KZ relaying to 3YB in Warrnambool, 2QN in Lilliquin, and 6 p.m. in Perth. Not forgetting our friends out there at the Royal Melbourne Showgrounds. Show week here in Melbourne. Up it goes in the air. Big tap down on the ground. Picked up by Walsh. Walsh couldn't get too big a kick in and went about 4 metres along the ground. Could be a kicking in danger decision coming up. Umpire Robinson instead has decided to ball it up. Goes in, puts the ball down on the turf as it flings itself back in the air. Goodingham taps the ball down on the ground. Carlton goes in, waves the arms around, but it's Bartlett taking it away to the outer side of the ground. And a mark has been taken over here by Cloak. Cloak handballs down the ground towards Sproul. Sproul over to Walsh as they pick up the loose man again. Hart coming up the ground and also Sheedy. Sheedy gets a Barry Richardson, gets a flick over towards Walsh. A little bit of action behind the play as Walsh fires in towards the big sticks. Trying to smother the ball is Bradley Smith. He does so successfully and it's over the line and out of bounds right next door to the behind post. Tigers in this last quarter are heading down towards the Punt Road end and North Melbourne up towards the Jollymont end. Boundary umpire has the ball. Bradley Smith takes up the duel with Mike Green. He gets it too. Gave a little bit of a nudge there, but boots the ball out to the half-back flank. And Sproul, who must be in contention as one of the leading Tigers on the day.
I think so too. He's been in everything this time.
Comes in to take the mark. We'll check with his statistics. He's had 15 kicks at this stage. And about 3 marks and 5 handballs. And it's a big torpedo right in towards the goal square. High hands claiming the ball. It's a kick along the ground by Thorpe. Sheedy tried to get it off the ground also. Boots and arms and everything in the centre there. And the umpire is going in to ball it up. Wouldn't allow Thorpe to get it off the boot. Wouldn't allow Sheedy to roll it along the ground. Goodingham goes up. Oh, Barry Richardson nearly sneaked another goal, but it's a smother here as it goes out towards behind the behind post. Picked up by Bartlett. A left foot snap towards the big sticks very quickly. Only one behind. 15-19, 109 to Richmond. North Melbourne 11-5-71. David Dench comes out here towards the half-back flank. And in front to take a very good mark is David Thorpe. Rantel on the mark. Comes in. Robinson has a word to him. David Thorpe hasn't picked up many kicks. 11 kicks, and I think 3 or 4 of those have been free kicks. And he lines them up now. He's a good 55 metres out. Might be a line ball job as it'll go down towards the goal square. Here's the kick by Thorpe, just swinging away at the last moment, down in towards the 10-metre region towards goal. Greig coming in, picks up the ball, won't get it properly, but it's handball over towards Montgomery. He's grabbed, and the free kick is going North Melbourne's way. Here's the kick out towards the centre half-back position. Up they go with Rantel. Not Rantel, it's Rantel in there and also Farron. Farron couldn't take the mark. A flick out here. Handball to Morris. Morris with also to Coming over to McGee. McGee running down very nicely. Boots the ball in towards the forward line. Up over the back goes Montgomery and takes a good mark. Montgomery of North Melbourne will come out towards the half-back flank on the grandstand side. Comes in, sends a good roost into the ball out towards half-back flank, more out towards the centre of the ground. The ball is thumped to the deck by Baum, picked up by Cloak. Cloak fires in towards the big sticks. Barry Richardson sets himself, couldn't take the mark. Handball here from Bradley Smith over towards Dench. Dench has one bounce to the ball, comes out to the grandstand wing. Up goes Burns at the back of his opponent in Wood, but the man in front must be paid, and Wood will get the mark. Wood with the ball as time ticks away to the 10-minute mark. Wood comes in, boots in towards the half-forward line. Sheedy sets himself. Man in front, but man at the back I think will be paid. And the man at the back this time is Baker. Baker boots out towards the almost to the centre of the ground. Big Goodingham comes across and flicks the ball into the dirt. Picked up here by Ryan. Ryan with that awkward style. Oh, his kick is smothered. I don't get it any further. Down on the ground it goes. A tap out on the ground. Picked up here by Morris, who's been a solid defender. Left foots it in towards the half-forward line. Hart has knocked at the back of the head. Will take the free kick, although he missed the mark. Baker being spoken to and reported. Umpire Robinson has reported Baker of North Melbourne. And it will be a free kick to the Tiger skipper, who gets on his feet now. Royce Hart, 17 kicks, 4 marks and 2 handballs, and has been a great player for the Tigers. What a tremendous finals performer Royce Hart has been over the years. From 67, when he probably really zoomed into business in the finals, and every year since then, Royce Hart has been, a terrible pain in the net for the opposition, and that's putting it mildly. Gets to his feet, walks back. Looks for someone to kick it to. Sheedy gives the big signal, send it right up in the air, Royce, and Royce comes in and does just that. It's a tremendous kick to the goal square. High flyers are wanted. Up they go. 3 bites. Sheedy goes in for a grab of the cherry. Couldn't get it. Baker picks it up. The kick is smothered. It's a little bit of action behind play. And umpire is saying to Dench, don't do that. And Sheedy will take the free kick. I didn't see it myself. Perhaps Captain Blood did.
Oh, well, he's clapping Sheedy. He clapped himself as he got that kick, but it was just a bit of a retaliation, I think, there for a Hart getting the free kick there, and Sheedy comes in and he got pushed around. He agonizes you a bit, though, doesn't he? He earns all these free kicks. Waiting now for Sheedy.
Whatever he does, he earns it.
We're waiting now for Sheedy to line the goal mouth up. Richmond well in command at this stage. He goes for the short one. A good lead too, but Ord comes back towards Sheedy. Can he get the ball? No, he's in trouble there. It's right near the boundary line as they bustle it out. No one can pick it up. Finally, it's on the leg, and the free kick will go to North Melbourne.
Dench, by the look of it, Jack. Dench comes in. Boots out to the half-back flank. Dyer sets himself. Up he goes, but he's well hemmed in by Robert McGee, and man in front is Wood. Bartlett picks up the crumbs very neatly. Whips around. Gets a right foot kicking towards the half-forward line. Up they go in the air. Oh, chance here for Baker, and Hart's dragged him down to the ground. And the umpire said holding the ball. Coming will take the free kick. Coming. Oh, had a first start there and is going back. What's his foot? Yeah, I was just going to say, doing a little bit of pig rooting for a moment there as the cramp trying to get the boot back in. Oh, nice shot for goal, son. Cumming came in and put it right through. Well, I suppose he's given away about 3, so he's entitled to kick one himself now.
He's entitled to have one. Played a good game too. He's the one I was worried a little bit about Cumming too, because he doesn't get much chance on the ball. He's got to do everything right in the forward pocket.
And Richmond 16-19, 115 to North Melbourne 11-5-71, and 3KZ is football. Waiting for Robinson to bounce the ball. We're into the 14.5-minute mark of the last quarter. Up it goes in the air. Bartlett away from the pack again with a left foot kick. In goes the big boy, Baker, trying to knock the ball to the ground. He succeeded too, but Rantel's now got the job of trying to pick it up. Beaten to the ball here by Wood, but both players couldn't take the ball away as it's over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in. Boundary umpire has the ball. Up it goes in the air, flipped down on the ground, picked up nicely by Burns. Burns over to Greig. Greig hasn't dipped the colours today. It's been a good game by Greig. In towards half forward. Tap on the ground by Cable. Cable couldn't quite get it to the ground. He succeeded in doing so now. Picked up nicely by Brightus. Brightus fires for goal. This will be a behind. North Melbourne 11-6-72. Richmond 16-19, 115. 15 minutes gone.
And we're waiting now for Dick Clay to kick in. 16-19, 115. North Melbourne 11-6-72. There's the kick by Clay, dropping a bit short. Let's Schimmelbusch in. Schimmelbusch takes the mark in front of the pack and now going back to have the shot for goal. Waiting now for Schimmelbusch to come in. There's Schimmelbusch's kick. It's a nice torpedo punt kick, but it's a stray. And there's only 1 point on the board to North Melbourne. They're starting to kick badly too at this stage. North Melbourne 11-7 now, 72 points, 73 points. To Richmond 16-19, 115 points on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard. Dick Clay to kick in again. Clay walks in and there's the another torpedo, dropping a bit short, but coming in will be Walsh to take the mark. This is Walsh for Richmond with the ball. Looking for someone to kick it to. Not too many fresh players up there as Hart has made a beautiful lead across the ground, and up he goes and has taken the mark again. Here's his Hart. Giving him 2 yards. That's like giving him half a mile start. Waiting now for Hart. Right on the wing position on the other side of the ground to send Richmond back into attack. There's the kick by Hart. It's a long torpedo punt kick. They're bustling. Up goes Barham. It goes over the top of the pack. It's picked up by Montgomery, but he puts it right in the hands of Sheedy. Sheedy coming down the ground, across the ground. It hits the turf. In they come pretty fast. It was great. It was Richmond. It was Richardson coming back on the right foot. Has a flying shot towards the goal post. Hit the point post. And there'll be a free kick to North Melbourne. Waiting as he goes back, Montgomery to take the free kick for North Melbourne. This is Montgomery coming in, and there's the kick by Montgomery, straight up in the air. It goes out towards Thorpe, but up goes Burns. Burns gets high and takes the mark right over the top of Thorpe. Burns immediately runs away. Time running out for North Melbourne, out towards Carlton. Up he goes, takes the mark. He walks, comes back on the right foot, handballs it over to Burns. He's getting a bit of trouble now, I think. No, he's broken loose. He comes down the ground with a long kick over to the centre half forward. Up goes Francis Burke, and Burke has taken the mark. He's been a great player for them too. Made a few mistakes, but he makes you pay for his mistakes. Now we're waiting now for Burke. In defence for Richmond. Coming across, keeping it on the wing position. Here's Mike Green. Up he goes. He's got the ball. Brings it down. In they go. Mike Green's got the ball again. He's in a bit of trouble there. And the umpire said play on. As the ball comes, Carlton goes over. Taken off him. Picked up by Wood. Wood's got it out in the open now. Thorpe. It's Thorpe going away with a long torpedo punt kick down to the forward zone. Oh, and what a beautiful mark. This is Richardson. He walked across later. He went right across the player in front of him, took it going down to the ground, and has taken a very nice mark indeed. And Richardson, if he can kick this one, it's made it a good day for himself.
And a good day for number 17.
Waiting now for Richardson with the ball, coming in for Richmond. He walks in, lines the goal mouth up, uses a drop punt. No, it's a torpedo punt, and it's on its way. It's a goal, and Richmond have gone to 17-19. 121 points in the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard. To North Melbourne 11-7, 73 points. Richmond 17-19, 121 points to North Melbourne 11-7, 73.
The North Melbourne runners out in the ground. The boundary umpire bringing the ball back to the centre. The goal kickers, Barry has 4 at the moment, 3 to Royce Hart, and 2 each to Sheedy, Baum and Mike Green. For North Melbourne, 4 to Doug Wade at this stage, 2 to Barry Cable, 2 to Sam Kikovich, the multiple goal kickers. Back in the centre with umpire Robinson on 3KZ, it's Captain Blood, Jack Dyer.
And the bounce of the ball as in they go. Green gets the ball, gets it down, kicked off the ground by Sheedy. Goes out, picked up there by Montgomery. Montgomery down to the... It's punched away by the fullback. It goes to the ground, Kane. Here's a chance for Greig now as he lines the goal mouth up and he goes crash. And it's a goal on the board to North Melbourne. And North Melbourne 12-7. And a round of applause there. They go to 79 points now on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard. And Richmond 17-19, 121.
Greg may not have totaled up a whole bundle of kicks, Jack, but he's always been in there and been one of their better players.
He's been very live. Apparently he's been shifted in the centre now, Ian. Greg, he's shifting him around. And here's one of the great half forwards, the flankers, coming up now.
Morris Gibb. And a gentleman at that too.
Yeah, and a gentleman too, Morris Gibb coming up. One of the greatest half-forward flankers on the Melbourne side when they had a good side. Here's the bounce now of the ball. Up they go on the air. Sheedy gets the knockout. Goes over towards Burns. Burns on the left foot. Back to the centre half-forward position again. It's knocked to the ground. In goes Morris. He balks nicely. Balks again. Throws the ball to the ground. Tries to pick it up. Cannot do so, but he taps it out. He gets knocked to the ground. The umpire said play on. And Walsh comes in with a long kick over to the half-forward flank position. In goes Cummings. He's got the ball in front of him. He takes it towards the boundary line and puts it over the line and out of bounds.
Cameron Clayton getting ready to come on for Richmond. They'll pull one of the little men off. And while Roberts will even be getting ready to strip any moment.
I would say so. There's the throw in with Green bustling again. Up they go. It was Sheedy getting the knockout to Bartlett. Bartlett gets pushed in the back. And the umpire said the ball was held to him. And there'll be a ball up decision right on the half-forward flank position on the grandstand side. Up they go again. It was Thorpe picking the ball out of the air. He kicks it further down the field. The mark has been taken by Rantel. He immediately puts the boot into it. Sends it out towards them. Up goes Morris and Carlton. Carlton has taken the mark. But once again he does the wrong thing. It's on the ground. It's Schimmelbusch getting gone out of the way. Picked up by Sproul. And Sproul comes down the ground with a long one again. It hits the turf. Comes out in the open. Here's Cable going in after it. He's knocked to the ground. In goes Richmond. Thorpe picks it up like a cherry bomb. He goes to the left foot down to the forward zone again. And then another glorious mark to Richardson. Oh, he's put the arms out and he's hooked this one in again. And here's another kick towards the goal post. Well, there have been 2 remarkable marks of Richardson's in the last few minutes. One in particular, the first one, then it was the same again. It stuck to his hands like it was treacle on them that time as Richardson walks in now. And there's the kick by Richardson, a torpedo punt kick, and it's home again. There's another one on the board. Richmond now have gone to 17-19, 18-19, 127 points. To North Melbourne, 12-7, 79.
And the goal applauded by 113,839 people here at the MCG for a grand final series aggregate of 364,466. In 1973, it was 388,477.
How many was it? 118? Oh, it's
113.
130. I was only 5,000 out. Wasn't bad, was it?
Oh. Come
That
on,
wasn't
Jack.
bad. Here's
You can't
Bartlett
win
gets one
everything.
kick. He's got the bounce of the ball in the centre now, and Bartlett sends Richmond back into attack, and they're doing everything right now. As down the ground he comes with a long kick, right down to the half-forward flank position. Baker comes in for North Melbourne. He's got the ball back on the right foot. A wild kick, but Bartlett is sitting there. Doesn't go for the ball. It goes over the top to Goodingham. He gives it over towards Rantel. Is it Rantel coming down the field? No, it's Schimmelbusch, and Schimmelbusch has a free kick in the centre of the ground.
Schimmelbusch, who certainly tried for North Melbourne today. Waits for the ball to come back. They handball it to him now in the centre of the ground. He's coming out towards the wing position. Handballs to big Goodingham. Goodingham doesn't waste about bouncing it. He wouldn't need to. He fires into the forward line. Wade goes up for the big grab over the back as Kane. Nice defence works on as he gets it over to Walsh. All on his own out there on the outer wing. Walsh has about 4 strides to the ball, about 15 metres, and then goes bang right up towards the half-forward line. The ball is forced off the boot, over the line and out of bounds as Cameron Caton gets very anxious here by the boundary line to get a run as time ticks away at the 23-minute mark. Here's the boundary line throw-in. Tapped down by David Cloak. Royce Hart goes in there trying to pick up the ball. I'd say Clayton could be coming on now from all applause. A handball from Hart over to Sheedy. Sheedy handballs to Francis Burke. Francis Burke down towards the forward line. Up they go. And the mark once again to Richmond, and it's Darrell coming to take the mark. He did get on, did he, Jack? Or
Yes, he's on. Clayton's on. This is a big thrill for him. He's only 16 or 17, this kid. He's not 17 yet.
Oh, Cumming kicks into the man on the mark. Pagan, he goes back and gets another kick. Goodingham intercepts. Gets the handball over to Rantel. Your caught, son. Thrown out of the way by Cameron Clayton, who was very, very keen. But he still hung on to Rantel when he got the ball out of his fingers, and Rantel will take the free kick. Yes, it's a big thing for a young fellow like Clayton.
16. What a big thing for him, you know. Looking forward to an elite career.
16 to 17.
And we'll have a big one too.
And 24 years of age.
Where he's going to finish, I don't know.
Here's the kick by John Rantel out towards the half-forward line. Brightus takes the mark. Handballs to Kikovic. Kikovic steams in towards goal with a tremendous torpedo. Wade's given away a free kick, even if it's not a behind. Wade tried to drag Dickie Clay to the ground with a big wrestling hold, and the umpires paid the free kick to Doug Wade. Hello, Doug said something to the umpire. Robinson goes in. I think you can leave it at the moment in because it's just about siren time now. And the free kick by Dickie Clay comes out to the grandstand half-back flank. Up they go. McGee knocks the ball to the ground. Picked up neatly by Burns. Burns over towards Gary Farrant. Gary Farrant has a grubbing kick in towards goal. Gareth Andrews fumbles, one of the rare times. The ball goes over the line and out of bounds, and it's going to be a throw-in about 20 metres around from the behind post. 12-7-79 North Melbourne, 18-19, 127 of the Tigers. Time just about there. Up goes Kekovic, couldn't get the ball. Francis Burke takes it away. Out to the half-back flank, grandstand side. Even Sproul fumbles, and he has very rarely fumbled today, and the ball over the line and out of bounds once again. Here's the boundary line throw-in. Kekovic up, tried to get a big punch, but Mike Green sends it back towards the boundary line. Over the line and out of bounds it goes once again. Well, Roberts not getting stripped. Boundary umpire throws the ball in. We're about to play time on. Mike Green with a beautiful tap, but it goes to Burns of North Melbourne. Burns swings on that left foot, gets into the forward line. Out comes Wade. Oh, I thought he was going to get the big grab, but it's Richmond's, and Walsh will take the mark. And a 15-metre penalty as Doug Wade knocks the ball out of Wayne Walsh's hand. Doug's been down there. Hello, Wale Roberts is just about ready to come onto the ground. Must have been a quick action. 1 minute he wasn't. The next minute he was just about dressed and on the field. Well, Roberts getting tuned up as Walsh drives out towards the wing position. Here's a tap away by Baker over towards half-back. Goodingham with a handball to Burns. Burns ducks, then runs out towards the half-forward line. A beautiful kick by Burns. Up they go at the back. It's Doug Wade. Doug Wade lines up the goal. He's put off balance as he is booting. He tried to torpedo a low one with only about a foot off the ground. It didn't get there, and it's only a behind to the big boy. And North Melbourne move along to 12 goals, 8. That'll put them along to 80 points. 18-19, 127 to Richmond. Here's the kick out, the half-back flank. Mike Green goes up again and takes yet another mark. Mike Green plays into the forward line. It's over Burns' head. A chance for Sheedy. Sheedy smothers the ball, then flicks it out towards his teammate, Cameron Clayton. Clayton over towards Morris. Morris backing up, boots in towards the forward line. A chance for the Tigers. Bartlett let it go over his head. In goes Bradley Smith. Gets a drubbing kick along the ground. Over it goes. Coming off the ground is Kevin Sheedy for the Tigers. And Whale Roberts gets a run to the applause of the crowd. We're at the 27-minute mark on 3KZ. A tap down by North Melbourne. Get it down on the ground as Baker tries to pick it up. Wasn't having much success as he runs in the palm. Not what you'd call a good run for the ball. Here's another chance for Richmond to go and pick up the ball. A flick out by Balm into open territory. Out of the way, Traney is just as likely to get steamrolled. Thorpe tries to handball down towards Barry Richardson, but it's forced through for a behind. Richmond 18, 21, 28. North Melbourne 12, 8, 80 points. The difference on the board is 48 points, and 3KZ is football. Here's the kick out by North Melbourne out towards the outer side of the ground from David Dench. They've flown high. Francis Burke takes the ball. Dummies, a hand pass, then boots back into the forward line. Bradley Smith went up one hand. He is nicely backed up by Dench, who is battling opposition here, trying to get it away from Balm, or it could be a free kick to Dench, I'd say, and Dench will take the free kick on the half-back flank. Dench comes in with the ball out towards the wing position. Up in the air they go. It's flicked out towards Cable. Cable can't pick up the ball. He's got a hand pass in now. A quick flick of the ball from Bridus over to Greig. Greig sends a long hand pass down to Burns, who captures it very nicely. Burns in towards goal. This could be a goal on the board. A nice little bit of play. And another one on the board to North Melbourne. North Melbourne, 13 goals, 86 on the 3KZ Radio Reynolds Colton United Brewery scoreboard. To Richmond, 18 goals, 21-28. Richmond, 18, 21, 28. North Melbourne, 13-8. 86 points on the board.
And here's Robertson walking in the dying stage of the game. Has been 4 minutes played in the time-off period. And there's a free kick going to Richmond. Here goes to Sproul. Sproul's had enough easy ones today, but he's given him another easy one. He kicked it before he should have, and the umpire said, come back and have your kick. Just as they kick a goal down there, all having a game down there. Richardson kicked another goal in the meantime, but it's coming back to Sproul in the centre, and Sproul will take the free kick.
17 kicks, Jack, 3 marks and 5 handballs, so been well in the play, Paul Sproul.
And how many's Hart had?
Hart has 19 kicks, 3 hand passes and 5 marks.
And how many goals?
And 3 goals to Royce Hart. Sproul has so far kicked 4 behinds, I make it, maybe more. Make it 5.
Here's Sproul coming in now with a long kick. It's a perfect drop kick right down to the forward pocket. It goes over the top, and Bartlett has marked the ball right behind the pack, and Bartlett going back to have the shot for goal. Well, he can, Hart, I think he can give that one to Hart too, I think, that one. Because it was, they were all after Hart there, and they run him out of position, and Bartlett just walked in behind to take a very easy mark indeed.
Bartlett's 27th kick.
And Bartlett comes in. Well, he doesn't seem to have lost that, but he's put the ball right up the forward line, and now they want high flyers. It hits the turf again. Cummings went in there hard, couldn't do any business. It was Baker getting the ball. He gets it out towards the wing position. They go in hard, and coming through is Feltham now with the ball. He gives the hand pass up toward ground. Going towards Schimmelbusch, he gives the hand pass across to Carlton. Carlton fumbles. He picks the ball up again. He's back. He balks. He's back on the left foot. He doesn't know where he's going. Finally, he's got away, and there's a kick by Carlton down to the forward line. Breeders all by himself. Up he goes, but Green takes the ball out of his hands and takes it over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Richmond 18-20 with the game all wrapped up at 128 points to North Melbourne 13-8. 86 points on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard, and the siren about to go any minute. There's the hit out, goes to the ground. Cable comes in, kicks the ball further down to the pocket, hits the turf. Dick Clay comes out with a long striding kick. He goes right up the ground. It's a beautiful kick, and up goes Cloak, and Cloak has taken a mark. Immediately handballs it over to Walsh. Walsh gets the ball down towards where Bradley Smith comes out. He's got the ball. He tries the hand pass over to Goodingham. He pelts the ball away, goes to the ground, picked up by Dench. He handballs over towards Greig. Greig with the ball comes away on the left foot with a wild sort of a kick down to Cable, and Cable has taken the mark right at the centre half forward position. He immediately handle balls over to Schimmelbusch, and Schimmelbusch comes down the ground, lines the goal mouth up, has a flying shot, but it's offline, and there's only 1 point on the board. And North Melbourne on the Carlton United Brewery scoreboard have gone to 13-9, 87 points to Richmond 18-20, 128 points. Clay coming in. And there's the kick by Clay out towards the big fellow Roberts. Up he goes, Roberts, and goes through his hands. But there's plenty of Richmond players there. They have a bit of a raffle for it. They hit it out in the open. Walsh goes in, but a cut in by Cable. Cable picks the ball up back on the left foot and down the forward zone. It goes, and up goes the big Andrews, and Andrews has taken the mark in the back pocket for Richmond. It's on the outer side of the ground with Andrews in command. Andrews comes in there with a long kick going straight up in the air, right up towards the wing position. Up goes Roberts, knocks the ball out to Bartlett. He's back on the left foot. He puts it back towards the centre. Riders is there and Rantel has taken the mark. Rantel comes across the ground. He's had a flying shot across to Briders. Briders has got the ball up the ground and has taken the mark. He immediately handballs over towards the Burns. Burns has had it at this stage, and coming through was Clayton. And there goes the siren, and Richmond are premiers of 1974. The final scores: Richmond 18-20 have defeated North Melbourne 18-20, 128 points to North Melbourne 39-87. Just giving those final scores again for 1974 Grand Final. Richmond 18-20, 128 points, defeated North Melbourne 39-87.
A resounding victory for the Tigers. North could not compare with the classy play of Richmond. 3KZ panel members John Beckwith and George Ferry were ready to greet the winners when they'd completed their victory lap of the MCG, led by skipper Royce Hart.
Royce, also your backline played very steady football, I thought.
Yes, they held them out. When North looked like getting on top, our backline came to the fore, particularly in that last quarter. They were sensational.
Royce, did you find that the break from not playing in the week before made any difference to your training or your match practice?
No, I don't feel so. In fact, I think I'd have rather played right through, but it was just the best side in the day, I think.
Royce, the performance too of Kevin Sheedy around the packs in particular was a great match winner, I thought.
Yes, I don't think you can single out any particular player. I thought over the whole game everyone played very well.
Great, Royce. Thanks very much for talking to us. And we've got Kevin Sheedy. Sheeds, well, you performed very well yourself, and the team was magnificent, I thought, after half-time. Shows that fitness pays off.
Very fit. We trained very hard, even though we didn't play games. Tommy kept putting match practice into our legs, even though we hadn't played. Every training run we had match practice. That probably counted up. When you have match practice 4 times a week, or 4 times in the fortnight, it kind of all adds up to a hard, season's training.
We've got Tommy Hafey with us too. George, you'd like to ask Tommy, congratulations Tommy, by the way, and here's George Ferry.
Yes, Tom, congratulations from 3KZ, and this is becoming a bit of a habit, Tommy.
It's a habit I don't mind, George. It's really pleasing, though, when you finish off the year winning a premiership, and particularly as now we've won a double, and it's been, as John knows, 59-60 was the last time it was won, and that was by Melbourne, and there's been many great sides in the meantime have been unable to do it, so it was the goal that we set ourselves at the start of the year, and I think, the boys are a tremendous bunch, and we ask a lot of them, and I'm terribly pleased that they realise now all the sacrifices that they make are well worth it, aren't they?
Tom, how important is, by the way the balance of the game early in the second quarter, you looked as if you were going down a little bit because North were kicking goals when you were kicking points. How important was it that you got the ball away from the centre at that stage with Sproul and Sheedy and Bartlett in particular?
Yes, well, it is an important thing, and I know North Melbourne are one of those sides that when they start running hot, everybody lifts their game, and they're a real confident side. The likes of Keith Greig and Little Burns, Cable and Schimmelbusch, those sort of players, and naturally enough, Slam and Sammy. And once they get their run on, you can be in trouble. I watched them play Carlton in the early part of the year up at VFL Park, and I thought, by gee, they're a real confidence type of a side, and I can picture this happening, and it was terribly important that Sprowley got the ball out of the centre.
This is Gerald Burke and Ian Cooper in the North Melbourne rooms, which naturally are a little bit depressed after this big win by Richmond today. We're with now Keith Greig, who's done his best for North, and he's battled on all day for them. Keith, Richmond a bit too strong.
Too good, that's all right, just too good for us.
They seem to be getting the ball out of the centre very quickly, particularly Sproul, who seemed to cause a lot of damage in the second and third quarter there, and Royce Hart, who seemed to be devastating at centre-half forward.
Yeah, that's right, they're getting the ball out centre very well. Of course, Royce Hart played a magnificent game again, as he always does against us. So,
Keith, in your opinion, when the ball went down into your forward line, that Richmond back line, they really put some pressure on, didn't they?
We were making it easy for the Richmond back line by crowding. All our forwards were up there. Just didn't give Doug Wade a chance today.
A very disappointed Keith Greig, winner of his second Brownlow Medal in 1974. And it was 2 in a row for the Tigers. They showed their strength in such a way that the 3KZ football panel felt it could be 3 in succession next year. Richmond, top dogs, and all the bumps and kicks that goes with that tough position up on top of the ladder were worth it for the Tiger players, officials, clubmen and supporters when Richmond were again the Premier team. On behalf of Australia's top football panel, John Beckwith, Gerald Burke, Ian Cooper, George Ferry and Ted Whitten, plus co-commentator, the living legend, Captain Blood Jack Dyer, this is 3KZ sporting editor Ian Major, thanking you for your support in season 1974. We look forward to your company next year. Until then, good luck and good listening.
Top station for football news, 1183 KZ.